Hello students, in previous lecture we have studied about introduction portion of the gantry girder, loads acting on the gantry girder and design steps. So I have told you in the previous lecture that I will explain you design of gantry girder with one example. So start today with a single example of a gantry girder. So here some data are given for for calculating the example. The first data is known as crane capacity. This is crane capacity. It's 200 kilonewton. Means the crane has the lifting capacity of 200 kilonewton, or the crane is lifting 200 kilonewton load. This is span of gantry girder. S stands for span and G for gantry girder is 7.5 meter. Means the gantry girder is of 7.5 meter span. This is span of crane girder. It is 15 meter. This is self weight of crane girder is 200 kilonewton. Means the crane girder has its self weight is of 200 kilonewton. This is excluding trolley. Means we know that the trolley is placed on the crane girder. So the load self weight of crane girder 200 kilonewton is excluding trolley. Means is the weight by from deducting the trolley. After deducting the trolley, sorry. This is self weight of trolley. It's 40 kilonewton. The trolley which is placed on the crane girder is of 40 kilonewton. Minimum hook approach is 1.2 meter. Now what is minimum hook approach? Means the hook from the distance of the two ends of the crane girder. Any one you can select. You can select either from left direction or from right direction. Wheelbase means the distance between two wheels of the crane girder is known as wheelbase is 3.5 meter. And self weight of rail section means the rail section we will put on the gantry girder is of 300 Newton per meter. These are all data given in the question. We need to calculate or we need to design a shape of the gantry girder or the section for the gantry girder. So let's start with an example. First of all, I explain you by showing a figure that which are the values. So see, I am making one figure. Okay. This is one side of the. This is I am showing an I section is known as gantry girder. This is crane girder weight. Now why I am showing this figure? Because I want to make you understand something. Here also one wheel. These are the wheels of the crane girder. If in 2D way I make a figure, then it will be like this. Okay. Now here I am placing this is trolley, and here the hook is being lifted. Okay, so the trolley will be here. I think the hook will be in the center. Okay. Now, crane capacity is 200 kilonewton. Means the hook is lifting the weight of 200 kilonewton. Crane capacity is 200 kilonewton. Means the hook is lifting the weight of 200 kilonewton. Span of gantry girder means this is gantry girder. So from here to here, its span is 7.5 meter. In this figure is like this. This is gantry girder. This is 7.5 meter. Okay. This is crane girder. The crane girder will move in this direction, and the trolley will move in this direction. Okay. Span of crane girder means this is crane girder. The crane girder span is from this portion to this portion is 15 meter. Here I can show you like this. This is span of crane girder. This is the center line on which the wheels are placed of the crane girder. Now kept in mind, at each side of the crane girder there are two wheels. This is left side, this is right side. So at each side there are two wheels. Here it's two wheels and here also two wheels. Okay. So another one is self weight of crane girder. Means the crane girder itself is of 200 kilonewton. So this is of 200 kilonewton. It is spread per meter that we have to find. Okay. Self weight of trolley. The trolley itself has 40 kilonewton weight. Okay. Minimum hook approach means the distance of hook from the one end of the crane girder. Either you keep your trolley here, so the distance is 1.2 meter from here. Either you keep or you keep your trolley here, then it will be distance here from 1.2 meter. So you have to decide at which edge, near which edge you have to put your hook. So the hook approach means the distance from this end to the hook is 1.2 meter is known as hook approach. Okay. Wheelbase. Wheelbase is this. The distance between two wheels means this distance is 3.5 meter. Here it is like this. 3.5 meter. Okay. This is the wheelbase. And self weight of rail means here the sum of rail section is provided. Its weight is 300 Newton per meter itself. Okay, so I hope you all understand that how this what the data are showing and in figure where it is exists. Okay, so starting with the calculation now. Starting with the calculation, the first step of gantry girder, to design the gantry girder, the first step in any structure, if we want to design, the main aim is to calculate the moment and shear. For moment and shear both, we need to calculate the load first. So the load on gantry girder is transferred from the crane girder. Crane girder transfer its loads to the wheel portion. Okay, and the wheel will occurs pressure on the gantry girder. So we need to find the first step. On the basis of that, step 1 is calculation of maximum wheel load. This is our first step. Maximum wheel load means because the wheels are at the both ends of the crane girder. So at which side the maximum wheel load is transferring, that portion is our maximum wheel load. Now I have explained you earlier that this is the 2D figure. Of the crane girder. Okay. Here is the hook. Okay. This is a 1.2 meter. So why can't I assume that the crane girder, see, we have to calculate the maximum wheel load. The wheel load means the wheels are here. At this end there are 2 wheels and this end there are 2 wheels, and hook approach is near to the this end. Now it's a general thing that where the hook approach will be, or at which end the hook approach will be, at that end the load will be maximum. If we place hook approach here, the load will be maximum here. If we place hook approach here, the load will be maximum here. So let's assume that this is a one type of beam. Okay, I name it A and B, and this is a hook, so I'll make it here pointer. This is the span of crane girder, so it is 15 meter. Okay, and this is 1.2 meter. Okay. Okay, so now we need to decide that which loads are occurring. So in previous video I have make you understand in the second point the loads are acting on the gantry girder. So here the all loads are need to be calculated or need to be considered are vertical loads. So which was the vertical loads? So the loads. First load will be self weight of crane girder. Now we know that self weight of crane girder is given is 200 and 200 kilonewton. Okay, but 200 kilonewton is a self weight, but we need to define it per meter, because we know that it is a 200 kilonewton, but where it is placed, where we can put the 200 kilonewton load. So I am dividing it per meter. So per meter load is equal to So go to per meter load is equal to 200 divided by 15. So what will be the load? Per meter means the length of crane girder is 15 meter. That's why 200 divided by 15. So the load is 13.33 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so here the load will come is 13.33 kilonewton per meter. Okay, got it? Now another load is self weight of trolley, which is 40 kilonewton. But we will not divide it per meter because the trolley itself for one type of point load that we already know that where it is placed. It is placed 1.2 meter from any end. So I have made it this end. So 1.2 meter from this end to this is 40. Okay. And third load is weight lifted by trolley, which is 200 kilonewton. Now the weight will be lifted at where the trolley is placed. So the trolley is placed at 1.2 meter. The load also will be lifted at 1.2 meter. That's why I can make it like this: 40 plus 200. So total load occur at this point is 40 of self weight of trolley and 200 the load is lifted by the trolley. So total point load will be 240 kilonewton. It is easy. Nothing is to be thinking. Now fourth load was self weight of rail section. Is we are going to consider it this load or not? We are not going to consider it this load because we need to find the calculation of maximum wheel load, and the wheel is the upper portion of the rail section. Wheel are placed on the rail section, so the wheel occurs load on the rail section that we are going to calculate it. So it is over the rail section, that's why this load is not being considered. But whenever we are going to calculate the design of gantry girder, at that time the rail section we are going to consider. So now we have complete our geometry that the UTL load of 13.33 kilonewton per meter is occurring on the span of crane girder. The point load is 40 plus 200 is equal to 240 kilonewton. Now this side is one gantry girder and this side is other gantry girder. So we need to calculate the reaction RA and RB. The maximum reaction will be considered for the design of gantry girder. So either it will be RA or it will be RB. So let's calculate the support reaction. For calculating support reaction, taking moment at any point. So I am taking moment at A. Taking moment at A. So the moment I have taken at A. So we need the reaction will be like this. Opposite side will be start first. So RB into anti-clockwise side. Okay. RB into 15 is equal to 240 into 1.2. Means taking moment at A means we need to reach to the A point plus 13.33 into 15 into CG distance means 15 by 2. Now what will be the value of RB? So RB is equal to, there will be 240 into 1.2 plus 13.33 into 15 into 7. The value of RB will be 119.175 kilonewton. So here we get the value of RB, which is 119.175 kilonewton. Okay. Now calculate the value of RA. So RA is equal to total load minus RB. Why? Total load is equal to RA plus RB. So the both value we have of the total load and RB, we need to calculate the value of RA. So RA is equal to total load minus RB. Like this, we know that total load is equal to RA plus RB. Now we have the value of total load and RB. So we need to find the value of RA. So for RA is equal to total load minus RB. So what is the total load? Total load is always considered the vertical loads. So first one is 240 plus 13.33 into 15. Okay, this is our total load. In calculating the total load, center of gravity is not considered. Minus RB. What is the value of RB? 119.175. So what will be the value of RA? So the RA will be 320.77 kilonewton. RA is equal to 320.77 kilonewton. Okay. Have you understand this? That's how the value of RA and RB we get. Okay. So from this value, you already knew that the A portion will be considered as the design of gantry cutter, but we will keep both sides same gantry cutter. So that doesn't mean that we need to design the RB again as the load of 119.175. Okay, this is the funda that the maximum reaction, on the basis of maximum reaction, the section is being selected. So from these both, the maximum is 320.77. So this reaction will be considered for the calculation of gantry girder. Now here the maximum reaction is RA is equal to 320.77 kilonewton. Okay, so I have mentioned you earlier that crane girder has two wheels at each end. Crane girder has two wheels at each end. So this reaction will be resisted by, or will be taken by two wheels. So there are two wheels on each side of crane girder is equal to 320.77 divided by 2. It will be transferred equally. That's why it is divided by 2. So 320.77 divided by 2 is equal to 160.38 kilonewton. Okay, so each wheel will transfer 160.38 kilonewton, and This is also known as static wheel load. Means the crane is not in working condition yet. Okay, the trolley is also not moving and the crane is also not moving. Both are in static condition. The trolley is fixed at this point right now and the crane is fixed at this point right now. So both are in static condition, but the load of 200 kN is being lifted by the hook. At that time the static load occurs on the wheel is this static wheel load. Now we start operating the crane. Okay, we are going to start the movement of the crane. So as I have told you in the last lecture that whenever we are going to start or stop the train, the impact load will occur at the joint of the crane. Okay, at the joint. So we are going to start the crane, and after starting, the impact load occurs on the crane. So increase the impact factor. Now, the impact factor was for a manually operated crane it was 10% and for electrically operated it was 25%. We need to increase 25%. Now, we haven't said that which type of crane you are going to consider. So how we will decide that we are using hand operated crane or electrically operated crane? So let's revise the data again. Crane capacity is 200 kN. Okay, for hand operated crane, the capacity of crane was only up to 50 kN, not more than that. Here the crane capacity is 200 kN, so it is electrically operated crane. And for electrically operated crane, increase the impact factor of 25% for electrically operated crane, and 25% of which of static wheel load. 25% of static wheel load. So 1.25 into 160.38. 125. So it will be 200.48 at each wheel. Okay. Now this is the working load. This we get the working load, means the crane capacity is, the crane is transferring 200.48 kilonewton load. So it is not mean that we need to design the gantry girder for 200.48 kilonewton load. We need to do some additional for the factor of safety. Okay, that's so for factor of safety we need to do a factored load. Factored load is equal to 1.5 into 200.48. So for safety portion, we need to add factor of safety. So the factored load is 300.72 kilonewton. 300.72 kilonewton. Okay. So this is our maximum wheel load. This is our maximum wheel load. The step 1 is being calculated. So I hope you all understand how to calculate the maximum wheel load. If you haven't understand, then please comment me and please tell me so that I can change my method to explain you more easier. Okay, so now moving forward to another step, and which is which is maximum bending moment due to wheel load. Means the load we have find, maximum wheel load was 300.77 kilonewton. So due to this, what is the maximum moment occurring on the gantry girder? Now it is on the gantry girder. Till here we were considering the span of crane girder. The crane girder is only for calculating the maximum static wheel load. Remember that we are designing the gantry girder. So now onwards, the moment and shear force we will calculate on the gantry girder. So for calculating the gantry girder, the span of the gantry girder will be 7.5 you will take. So let me change the figure and now consider it the span 7.5 meter, because we are taking gantry girder for the calculation. Okay, let's rub this all load, because this is the loads of crane girder. Well, if you want to change the alphabets, you can change. I am taking P and Q. So here will be RP and here will be RQ. Now we have find the maximum load is 300.77 kilonewton, and each wheel of crane girder will take the 300.77 kilonewton. Now let us consider it that these are the wheels of the crane girder. The wheel base is 3.5 meter. Okay, this is 300.77 and this is also 300.77 kilonewton. Okay, so I name it small a and small b. Okay, now the loads are occurring on the gantry girder are two wheel load 300.77. Any other load will occur on the gantry girder or not? If the crane girder has its self weight, then gantry girder also has its self weight. So, but here in the question we haven't given the self weight of the gantry girder. So, let us assume that self weight of gantry girder is equal to 1.6 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this is the fixed value, you can assume. Now another load is rail section, because on the gantry girder the rail section is split and the value of rail section is given. Self weight of rail section is 300 Newton per meter. We need to convert it in kilonewton per meter. So self weight of rail section is 0.3 kilonewton per meter. So the total load will be 1.9 kilonewton per meter. But this is one type of working load. We need to convert in factored load. So factored load is equal to 1.5 into 1.9. So it will be 2.85 kilonewton per meter. So the load will be 2.85 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So this geometry is also been completed. The span of gantry cutter is 7.5. The wheelbase is 3.5, and the loads occur on the gantry cutter are these: wheel load A and B, and self weight of gantry cutter. Now, how we will get the maximum bending moment? Okay, let me explain you some theory. Explain you something about the bending moment. Focus on the step 2. What is has been written that maximum bending moment due to wheel load. Due to wheel, not due to span. In general, if the figure is like this, your bending moment diagram will be like this. Okay. If we placed our two wheel load, means like this. This is L. So this is the center. L by 2, L by 2. And our wheel will also plate at the center distance. Means the small L by 2, small L by 2. Small L is equal to what? Wheel base. And capital is equal to what? Span of gantry girder. Means we have transferred the load symmetry. Okay, the half wheel will be here, the half will be here, the half will be here. So the bending moment diagram will be like this, and this will be this point, this will be this point, and this will be the maximum point. But the difference is that we have asked the maximum bending moment due to wheel load. And what is the maximum bending moment here at the center? The bending moment due to wheel is this and this. So it is not maximum due to wheel. It is maximum due to span, because it is placed in center. Now, I get something in mind that let us do like this. Let us place this wheel something more nearer to the center of the span. So this will be go like this, outward side. Movement of the wheel like this on the gantry girder like this. So first I have kept on the center. Now I move some of portion like this. So this will be go here and this will be go here. Okay. First condition was here and here. The other condition is like this. Now it might change the diagram of the bending moment or not. It will. Now the bending moment will be like this. See. This is center. This is your A point and this is your B point. Which is the maximum? This is A point, this is B point, and this is center. So the maximum bending moment is here, moment at A. moment at B and moment at center something E. Take it. So this is due to wheel load. Maximum bending moment due to wheel. So if we want the maximum bending moment due to wheel, then we need to move our wheel towards center, little bit center. That we have to decide that either we want the maximum moment due to A wheel or due to B wheel. Whichever wheel you want, place it nearer to the center. If you want maximum bending moment due to B, then place B nearer to the center. The A will be move like this. A here and B here. Then your maximum bending moment diagram will be like this. See. This is A, this is center, and this is B. Center and A. Okay? Then the maximum bending moment it will be due to B wheel. Means the wheel which will be nearer to the center of the gantry girder will produce a maximum bending moment. Now we get confused that how much nearer we need to keep our wheel. Okay, that's why IS codes are designed, because our human mind is so tricky. This much closer, this much closer, this much closer. Okay, so IS code had given something that I will show you that how we will place it. So please focus on this theory. It is the very important to understand, and when you get understand, then it will be very much easier. So I am drawing the I am drawing here, so I will calculate the question here. Now I am drawing actual span. Okay. Please be focused. This is I was telling as P, and this is as Q. The span is 7.5 meter. So the center of the gantry girder will be here. I assume will be here. I name it R. This point I name it R. So the distance will be here 3.75 and 3.75. Okay. Now I am showing you one figure of our wheel. This is our wheel. Wheel A and wheel B. The distance between these is 3.5 meter, and the center will be like this. I name it C. Okay. So this distance will be 1.75 and 1.75. Okay. Now if we want to put our A wheel to nearer to the center, means nearer to the R, so the center of A and C will be taken. So center of A and C will be what? This is 1.75 divided by 2, it will be 0.875, and this is also 0.875. The center of this point is known as D, and this will be 1.75 itself. Means the wheel which wheel we want to place in nearer to the center of the gantry girder. So take the distance, center distance between them two. If we want to place B wheel, then please take the distance of C and B, center distance of C and B. Now this D will directly put here. Okay, let's see how. So D will directly put here. तो मैं D को उठा के सीधे यहीं रख देता हूँ, ये दिया है। तो ये डिस्टेंस कितना हो गया अपना, ये हो गया अपना A और इतना हो गया 0.875 और यहाँ पे क्या आ गया, व्हील बेस का सेंटर आ गया, वो कौन सा पोर्शन C वाला ये, और यहाँ पे क्या आ गया अपना D व्हील आ गया, ये कितना पोर्शन आया 1.75 मीन्स the center to center of wheel base will be put on the center of gantry girder. Just this much kept in mind. जिस व्हील की वजह से आपको मैक्सिमम बेंडिंग मोमेंट चाहिए, उन दोनों के सेंटर को गैंट्री गर्डर के सेंटर पे रखने का, सेंटर को गैंट्री गर्डर के सेंटर पे रखने का. So this is also 0.875. Okay, and the load is transferring by this is this is 300.75 wheel and this is 300.75 wheel. The UDL load is, we have calculated 2.85 kilonewton per meter. Okay, now let's calculate the distance. The A from P is distance. How much distance the A will be from the P? So we know that 3.75 is this to this distance. So minus 0.875 we will give the distance from here. So 3.75 minus 0.875. So the distance is 2.875. The distance of A from the P, left side. Now we know that this is 1.5. Array 3.5. Okay, so the distance from here to B, from left to B, is how much? It will be 2.875 plus 3.5 मीन्स A का सपोर्ट लेफ्ट हैंड से 2.875, तो B का कितना होगा, तो 2.875 प्लस 3.5, तो इट इज 6.375. अब B का राइट हैंड से कितना सपोर्ट होगा, तो सिंपली 7.5 में से अपन 6.375 को डिडक्ट कर देते, कितना डिस्टेंस मिल जाएगा, 7.5 minus 6.375 is 1.125. I hope you all get understand, because the main is to calculate the distance. Now it is nothing, the main portion is to how to draw the figure of the bending moment. Now the main question is that if if the wheel base is 5 meter, if the wheel base we have given will be 5 meter, then the other end will be go outside the cube. At that time what to do? अगर व्हील बेस अपन को 5 मीटर दिया हुआ है और अपन ने ए को ऐसे सेंटर पे रखा, तो ये बी वाला एंड है ना, ये क्यू से बाहर निकल जाएगा. फिर आप ऐसा सोचोगे कि दूसरा पॉइंट कहाँ प्लेस करना है. उस टाइम पे एज पर गिवन इन द बुक, the wheel placed on the center. मीन्स उस टाइम पे अपन जिस व्हील की वजह से अपन को मैक्सिमम बेंडिंग मोमेंट चाहिए उसे डायरेक्टली सेंटर पे रख देना चाहिए और दूसरे व्हील को हिडन कर देना चाहिए। अगर आपको बी की वजह से आए तो बी को सेंटर पे रख दो, अगर आपको ए की वजह से आए तो ए को सेंटर पे रख दो, दूसरे की कैलकुलेशन मत करो, ठीक है। सो हियर इन अवर situation it is not like that, but if in future in your problem you have given like that, then do that thing, okay. So let's calculate the maximum moment due to wheel load. Now we already know that which will be produced maximum bending moment is obviously A. Now we have to prove here that it is A or not. So let's calculate. For calculating the maximum bending moment, we need to calculate first support reaction. So starting with calculating the support reaction. Calculate the support reaction RP. So taking moment at P. At P. So RQ into 7.5 is equal to 300.7. The moment is taken at P, so we need to go to the P from each point of the load. 300.75 into 2.875, first one, plus 300.75 into 6.375, plus 2.85 into 7.5 into 7.5 by 2. So what will be the value of RQ? Plus 2.85 into 7.5. The RP will be 381.6. RQ will be 381.6. What will be the value of RP? Total load minus RQ. RQ will get 381.6 kilonewton. Okay, total load is 300.75 plus 300.75 plus 2.85 into 7.5 minus 381.6. So what will be the value of RP? RP will be 241.27. So RP will be 241.27 kilonewton. Now let's check that what is the value of the bending moment due to A and B. Okay, and let's confirm that it is as per theory or not. So for calculating moment, due to A, the moment at A, the general definition of moment is force into distance. So 241.27 into 2.875. 241.27 into 2.875 minus 2.85 here. This much portion. This is A. This is RP. 241.27 and this is 2.875. We does not need to consider the point load occurs on the A because we need to calculate the moment up to A, not over A. Okay, so 2.241/27 into a, this is 2.85 minus 2.85 into 2.875 into 2.875 by 2. Okay, the left hand side calculation. This is known as left hand side calculation. Because the UDL is occurring on the entire span, and this much span we have considered, at this much portion also the UDL will be occurred. That's why we have taken the length 2.875. Now, what will be the moment? So, the moment will be 675.84. 675.84 kilonewton into meter. Moment at A. Now, moment at B will be from the right hand side. We will calculate it from the right hand side. So it will be 381.6 into right hand side length is 1.125 minus 2.85 into 1.125 into 1.125 by 2. The value of moment is 427.5. So we have confirmation that the moment at A will be maximum than the moment at B. Means it is proved that the A will provide maximum bending moment on the gantry girder. So let's check the diagram. The diagram will be like this. A point will give maximum 6. How much it was? Forget. Sorry. 681.8, and this is 427.27, and the diagram will be like this. So this is our maximum bending moment due to moment at A, moment at B. Okay, I hope you also understand in the second point also. Now, moving towards the third point is maximum shear force. Maximum shear force due to wheel load. Now, it is easy to understand. This is our figure. This is 7.5 meter. This I will consider P. This I will consider Q. This is the UDL we have calculated. It is 2.85. Now, at the end where the trolley will be placed, at that end the shear force will be maximum. If we place our trolley here, at this corner, the shear force will be maximum at P. If we place our trolley at this corner, the shear force will be maximum at Q. So let's see, I am placing my trolley here. This is A, this is B, this is 3.5 meter. So this will be 4 meter. This is 300.77. This is also 300.77. Okay. So on the basis of the statement, the P will be maximum. So let's check RP. So if we know that RP will be maximum, then why not we calculate directly RP? So for calculating the RP, taking moment at Q, RP into 7.5 is equal to 300.77 into 7.5 plus 300.77 into 4 meter plus 2.85 into 7.5 into 7.5 by 2. So what is the value of RP? Is 471.868 kilo Newton. If you want to check, then you can check that how much the RQ will be there. So let's check. RQ is equal to total load minus RP. The total load will be RQ will be 151.04. So it is lowest. So the maximum shear force is at RP. Okay. So for today, up to this. Tomorrow we will move forward. We will calculate the horizontal load, surge load, section selection, and the calculation of IXX, IYY and ZP. Okay. So for today this much. So bye bye. Take care.